Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and, well, let me just address the elephant in the room. You may have noticed I didn't do any videos last week. Uh, I got JR off to the side here, he's being wacky. I didn't put out any videos last week, and the reason is I actually did not go to the comic shop last week. Um, Tuesday, let's just get this out of the way real quick. Sometimes I like sharing these little stories. On Tuesday, right when I was coming home, I was just about a block, maybe 2 blocks away from home, and started getting a weird grinding noise coming from my car. And I was thinking, oh God, don't tell me this is a ball bearing going or something. Got in the driveway. I took a look at my, took a visual look, inspection of my rotors. Obviously I just got home, so I didn't want to touch them, but rotors seemed fine. Everything seemed fine. So next morning, Wednesday morning, I took it into the shop, and my transmission went out. Yeah. So just my transmission just imploded. And unfortunately, my car is known for that. I mean, not my particular car, but the model is. And I've already had the clutch replaced on that. And I happen to be 5,000 miles past the covered warranty. So, this model has a huge class action lawsuit going on about the trans, but I really love that car. It was fully loaded, and so I kept it but anyway, long story short, I had to buy a new car. So I had a few more important things to deal with. So, I went with an SUV. I haven't driven an SUV in years. So I figured I'd get a crossover, because I was getting just a little too much. I was doing a little too well on gas mileage. So I figured let's cut that down, And anyway, long story short, I did not pick up anything last week. I was dealing with, life. So this week I went to the comic shop. I was picking up some of the stuff from last week and found this little beauty. You're probably wondering, why am I showing it if you didn't really look at it? Wait a minute, this isn't a real envelope. Why would I begin patriarchy, reparations? It's man-eaters. What's that you saw it? That man-eaters actually was done because Chelsea Cain even admitted that she was losing money on it? Well, let's take a step back here, as she would probably say, or at least her ilk. Let's unpack this a little bit. And by this, I mean man-eaters. As you recall, I've covered all the issues of man-eaters because it was a series that started out that when a woman gets her period, she turns into a werepanther and strikes out and attacks everyone. So that there was a big company that was putting out products just for women that kind of curbed estrogen. And well, that's how the series started out. You may have thought that it was going to be about werepanthers, and no, it turned into that. You can't even call that a MacGuffin anymore. Halfway through the series, it just turned into the whole oppression of women, because they were getting their periods. It was only kind of I shouldn't say alluded, but only the threat of becoming a werepanther. All that, the whole werepanther thing went out the window. And it would have been a good, analogy for, basically what a woman goes through with her period. It's been done before, granted. I've said that every time, I think. It had potential. And then Chelsea just started going off the rails with it, and it got weird at the end. I mean, I'm talking almost like the final episode of The Prisoner weird at the end. Oh, that's a reference like 4 people are going to get, so you're welcome. So we get this surprise. This is Man-Eaters. Tomorrow Belongs to You. Now, this is the variant cover. I think it was $1 more because the main cover had that. I won't rip on her. It was like a drawing representative of that Greta, you know, activist puppet. Anyway, I did not want to have her looking back at me, so I went with this reparations packet. Now, we know how Man-Eaters has been. Every like 4th issue, they did something that was more in universe, like a magazine or a pamphlet, um, which I thought kind of clever. It just was executed poorly. I think it should have been done, not just as single issues, but as like little segments at the back, a few pages spread out over the entire series because it really broke up the flow of the storyline they had going. So what was so important that Chelsea Cain felt that she needed to bring Maneaters back? Must be a really good part of the story. Maybe some type of epilogue. Well, I guess you can kind of say it is kind of an epilogue because it pretty much says it's a patriarchy reparations packet. Now, it was alluded to, if you read between the lines, that the Estro Pure, whatever the company that makes the water, was actually controlling the government, was actually controlling patriarchy. Um, and it was stupid. So this somehow, I guess maybe as a result of the riots and all that happened at the end of the last issue, um, where women were kind of like a guerrilla strike force, attacking from the lady blimps, that for somehow there was a court order, and it says this is a court order to provide reparations to women from the patriarchy. Now remember, the patriarchy is, I guess, an actual group in the Maneaters universe. So this is this is so bad it's laughable. And I mean, not even in that good all-star Batman and Robin, so bad it's enjoyable kind of way. No, this is just Chelsea Cain has lost her mind. So we open up inside cover. You have been awarded $800, and then what do we get? A couple pages of $100 bills with Justice Ruth Bader Goldberg's face on it, who is amazingly still alive. I saw this and thought, okay, they put dead people on. Oh wait, no, I don't think she's dead. No, she's still alive. So somehow, but yeah, they have. She puts on the backside. You could cut these out. I should get a real bill. Compare the size. It's a good thing that she put, Ginsburg on this because this is, otherwise this would be counterfeiting technically, I believe. So I'm pointing this out for a reason. This book is not a story. It's it's garbage. It really is because it's more of that silly bit where, haha, we're showing the inside part of the world, and it's normally I say I like flavor text. I like when they put little bits in so you understand the world, the universe, not just what's happening with the main characters. So it brings everything alive, makes things real, which was one of the things I complimented. The first magazine parody they did in Maneaters, well, felt was kind of stupid. I thought was really well done, and I complimented on it. It looked like a real magazine. I thought it was well done. This is supposedly the package that the patriarchy has been court ordered to send out to women with an agreement. You have to sign here, and relationship. The patriarchy's relationship to the women can be described as paternal, and the women's relationship to the patriarchy can be described as enraged. That says all you need to know about Chelsea Cain because she is still tilting at windmills is about the best way I can describe it. I imagine she's married. I don't understand that. I don't want to say anything but that poor guy. I mean, that's all I can think about is that poor guy because she probably stubs her toe and screams out patriarchy. So, what else? I mean, what else would you expect from Chelsea Cain? Now, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it tries to be clever and silly, and I'm sure, I don't even know if she ever came back to Twitter, but this is the kind of thing that would be, yeah, you go, this is so clever. It's not. It's supposed to be parody, but it's not clever. So here is the letter. A court authorizes communication. This is not a solicitation. A settlement has been reached in the class action lawsuit titled Women et al. Versus Estro Corps. Da, da, da. Now, what is really weird about this, as I said, it's the patriarchy reparations package, but it's a lawsuit against the corporation that somehow they brought a court order, a class action lawsuit against the Estro Corps that makes the Estro pure water. And this is the reparations packet, which is, has a little sorry sign, and, they have their little card here, where they quote Mother Teresa on, "We're sorry. It has come to our attention that some of our marketing has caused confusion. Pantherism is not dangerous. Efforts to suppress menstruation in order to prevent women and girls from transforming into big cats may have been misguided. Pantherism is a natural process." Now, what is interesting about this is it goes against what we've seen in previous issues. Now, remember, when the girls would turn into panthers, we saw female victims. It wasn't that they were just turning into panthers and only attacking men. They were also attacking women. This would be a threat against everyone. It's not just trying to keep women down or whatever. So this whole line about, our marketing has caused confusion. Pantherism is not dangerous. There's no way a court order in this world would allow a company to say that, when it is shown in the book that when Maud stops, and yes, I still remember the character's name, when she stops drinking the Estro pure water and drinks the boys' water, we see her start to develop cat eyes. Although we never see her turn into a panther, but it's pretty much, we know that she has the ability to turn into a panther. Which is other things about the story. Do they just turn when they have their period? Can they control it? It seemed like it was out of control. Again, this was all stuff that would be interesting, but Chelsea said, no, I'm mad. I'm enraged. And that's what this book turned into. So we have the official statement. After deep reflection, we recognize that some of what we said may have been misinterpreted. Any relationship between estrogen and homicidal rampages is purely coincidental. That's now maybe she's going for the whole. This is the company has to say this, but we've seen in the previous issues that is not true, and it's affecting 51% of the population. You would think there'd be enough anecdotal evidence, which is called data, to prove this is incorrect. So, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to skip a whole bunch of stuff because it's, I almost swore, crap like this. It's silly coupons, whatever. We're slide aside here. Well, no, actually it's on the next page. Because remember when I showed the dollar bills and how she did it so it was on both sides? Okay, that was kind of clever. You can cut it out or whatever. Here are the settlement checks for lost wages, and of course, look how low they are, huh? Is it up here? No, I think it's on the next page. So you're thinking, okay, see these 2 pages? We got checks. Well, it works pretty well for this page where you have the blank side of the checks, but not on this one. We have a layout fail here. And like I said, the One Magazine one was done so well. This is crap. You kind of blew it on this. You should have laid this out a little bit better so it looked like the actual backsides of the checks instead of on just these 2 pages. And of course, we get this line across the top. Every year, women lose $513 billion in lost wages due to institutional sexism and limited professional opportunities. Citation needed, please? Yeah, where are we pulling that number from? Just curiosity. So yeah, please. It says please accept these checks, and yeah. Now, why would Estro Pure be the ones paying the women for so-called lost wages from the system? Oh, that's right. Chelsea Cain is enraged. I said many videos ago that I think she's lost her mind. And that's my personal opinion, but I think she's lost her mind. And I'm going to skip a little bit because we do have like a little bit of history. Tries to be silly, ha ha ha. But we do have this little gem here. Dream big. Only 11% of history's space explorers have been women. That's why we are immediately sending 10 women to the moon. Also, NASA will no longer require astronauts to take math or science. Now, I'm not sure why this is in the so-called packet, because it seems like an ad for NASA. And of course, you're invited. Don't miss this thrilling television event. Let's talk about this, okay? Chelsea Cain, enraged feminist. So astronauts, only 11% of space explorers have been women. Fine, more female astronauts. I have no problem with that. However, also, NASA will no longer require astronauts to take math or science. Um, so Chelsea, what you're telling me is that I'm losing my voice on this, in order to get more women to the moon, you have to lower the expectations by removing math and science, which are two things that are really, really important for astronauts to know. Astronauts are not dumb people. They're usually very smart people. You have to be. You have to be able to think on your feet and, be able to understand. Anyhow, we've all seen the movies. We've all read the books. Um, it's the cream of the crop. It's not just pulling any person off the street, unless it's like a publicity stunt. We all know how well that worked with Challenger. But anyway, so what you're saying is to get more women astronauts, sending 10 women to space, just because they're women. So we're going to drop the math and science because we need to lower the bar to get more women up to the equality, to be equal to men. So we get more women up to that. So we have to lower the bar, but women are just as equal to men. This seems like it's going against every feminist philosophy. I can't do the mental gymnastics. This page alone, I sat here trying to figure out, okay, lower the bar, but we're equal, but they're more up here because they have the math and science. But uh, yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot with this, Chelsea. And I know she's just going to say, "Oh, it's all parody. It's all parody." No, no. And that's, and I got one more page to show you, but trying to skip pages. But I just want you to know, I all my girlfriends have been women. I know it's 2020, but I'm comfortable saying that all my girlfriends have been women. All my exes have been women. Um, so I really want to give a shout out to all the women in my life, friends, lovers, family members. All you women, I just want you to know you are all menstruation VIPs. Good job. Congratulations. You should celebrate this. What's also interesting is that, just a little quibble. When she talks about this thrilling television event, she lists all the cable providers. Pretty sure you're not supposed to do that in a work of fiction. I could be wrong. And yeah, Yandu. I mean, we even have Wide Open West, and we have some places I've never heard of. Um, but I'm not sure you're supposed to, in a work of fiction, really. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because this even mentions CVS at some point in this ad. Yeah, right there. At a participating CVS. I'll be honest. I'm tempted to cut this out and go into a CVS and see what happens. So, yeah, this is Man Eaters. The what I never forgot what it's called. Tomorrow Belongs to You. Um, why? I have no idea why Chelsea decided to dig this out and throw this out here. Um, it's it's not even a comic book. It is. It's not. And at least when the Maneater series was ongoing and they did the little silly fill-in issues, knew that at least the story would be continuing in the next issue. This is a one-shot, and this is what Image, she used the Image label. They put their brand on it and put this out. Good job, Image. And people wonder why the comics industry is dying. This was sitting on a comic shelf. I want you to realize this. I picked this off of the shelf next to other comics and paid money for this. And I can't imagine how anyone could recommend this. Imagine coming into a comic shop and you size up your clientele and you think, okay, yeah, she wants something strong, aimed at women, and you hand this to a woman and she's like, wait, what is this? What is this thing I'm reading? So what would I rate this? I can't rate it. It's not a comic book. I literally cannot rate this. It is technically the size of a comic book. It's about the same amount of pages. It's the right size. There are words and pictures, so it is a visual medium. But this has... I would be better off rating a grilled cheese sandwich. Because if one, it'd be more enjoyable, and even with my lactose intolerance, I would have more fun eating that than trying to read this. And like I said, all these issues I've read cover to cover, and trying to find the little bits of parody, and I can almost see she's trying to go for parody, and almost like but she sums it up best with "She is enraged." Yeah, Chelsea, it's taking out your mental frustrations. You know, is she off Twitter? Because I really think she needs to be back on Twitter to vet herself, or at least maybe get a blog. Maybe that would work. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Now that I have a new car, I'm gonna get back to the comic shop, and I'll be catching up. So, as always, thanks for watching, and hey, the gift that keeps on giving. I kind of miss Maneaters. I'll be honest. It was just kind of always looking forward to it because it was so crappy that it was trying to see where she would lose the plot next. So, yeah, this unfortunately did not live up, or maybe live down to the standards, because I spent 20 minutes. I can't review it, and then I spent 20 minutes talking about it. So, anyway, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.